physical Bitcoin. Pull up on my Nakamoto.
Hello. Welcome, everybody, to the Blockchain Dynamics Show.
Hello.
This is episode number 18.
Yep.
My name is Brandon Doge.
And I'm Woody.
It's Saturday, July 2nd. It's a beautiful day here in Blockchain Dynamics Studios. And we're happy to be doing another show.
Yeah. It has been a sunny day. Almost too sunny.
Yeah, it's getting a little hot, but I can't complain, really.
No, sure, why not?
So let's see. We're going to go straight into the news this week. And there's a new Hemp coin wallet, apparently.
Yeah, well, this was posted on Bitcoin Talk, and it wasn't an announcement, so I put it here in the news because it seemed relevant to mention just in case somebody with a Hemp coin wallet needed to update it, right? Oh,
I guess, yeah.
That's news.
I never mind any Hemp coin, but who knows? Let's see. There's some more ongoing drama with the DAO situation. As you might expect, of course, the clock is kind of ticking before this guy can cash out his DAO forked money.
Right.
And the latest update now is Supernova Pool has decided to close his Ethereum pool.
Yeah, I saw that.
Once they do the fork, essentially. So, I mean, I thought that was an interesting choice. Just another person kind of coming out against it.
Yep, I guess he's the pool operator gets to kind of speak for the miners there.
Yep.
And they'll have to find somewhere else to mine if they want to go with that.
Yeah, and there's plenty of other pools out there. I'm sure if they do go with the fork, there will be a lot of people who go, but it seems like there's not that much time, man. I don't know. I think at the end of the day, it's starting to seem more and more likely that this guy's just going to get to cash out his...
But so whose fork really
Jillian
matters at the end? Is it the exchanges that get to make the call? That's what I've always not quite been sure who's going to make, like...
I mean, yeah, theoretically it's the miners, but I have to feel like the exchanges...
Because it sounds like the miners are going to split in two.
Right.
And then there's going to be two forks in existence.
It's like, which fork does the exchange take?
Yeah.
Well, the network could either validate one fork together, or they could actually, hard fork off completely. And so in that case... it would definitely be up to the exchanges, I guess, to decide which fork to go on, and it would be crazy. Anything could happen.
I guess anything could happen. It is a world of crypto, after all.
Yep, exactly. I'm starting to think the guy's going to get away with it. I think he's just going to get his ETH, but...
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is that what he wants?
Definitely.
Oh, wow.
The hacker.
Really? I thought that it was more like a lesson to be learned or something.
Oh, he wanted to just teach the community a lesson, and he's going to...
I mean, is he going to... try to that'll be even fun to see what happens if he gets that much
he's gonna sell them, dude.
He can't.
He could sell a lot of them.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what I would do if I was him. I would sell as many as I could. Right? If you have 1 million ETH or whatever, what are you gonna do but sell them?
Yeah.
It's not like he's gonna pump Ethereum behind it. So
yep.
That'll be fun to see what happens. I don't know. Anything could happen there. Another fun ICO news this week: the Waves ICO. It's way down. People are getting upset. I'm seeing a lot of gnashing of teeth. I'm seeing a lot of, just general upsettedness. I'm not sure completely what it's all about. It seems like a lot of it is related to some issues with the wallet.
Okay.
A lot of it seems to be related to the reaction of the development team to people's complaints with the platform. But it'll be funny to see what happens. I'm kind of in a weird way, I'm happy to see this ICO struggling because it's like the whole world was kind of seeming weird to me, where ICO after ICO was just trading way above its price. Like with I wasn't really expecting List to trade as well as it did. I wasn't expecting Ethereum to do as well as it did, obviously. And so I was kind of like, this feels like a return to being normal again for me now to see some of these ICOs struggling a little bit.
Yeah. It's interesting to, so people are mostly just complaining about the price, it sounds like. And then hard to track down additional information.
Yeah, I mean, there's definitely people complaining about some of the other aspects of the platform, but if the price was above the ICO price, I bet you wouldn't hear very many complaints about that aspect of it. So that's that's a funny perspective. It definitely, maybe people just got spooked and it doesn't really, maybe it's lower than it should be. It did bounce back a little bit today.
Yeah.
But
I guess for me, with coin like Waves, technologically seems unnecessary. I mean, because
right.
yeah,
totally.
it's great. I think there can be room for as many blockchains as possible, but all of these different languages for smart contracts seem a little redundant at this point, considering nobody's really proven their usefulness.
The biggest
beyond
thing,
theory, So
yeah, totally.
I guess my point being that this market could become a heavily volatile one, despite any type of technological hurdles or realities behind it. I always felt like the name Waves was more indicative of something related to like market motion than it was to cryptocurrency.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, that makes a lot of sense. You're not the first one.
Same with Rise. I mean, when you see like the ICO,
totally.
when things start, like at first, it's like Ethereum ICO, totally based on
Ethereum.
Yeah.
No, it's out there. It's Ethereum.
Yeah, but it's not necessarily based on the market itself, right? And then we get to these ones, Waves, Rise. So it's being marketed more towards people speculating on the token than the technology. I suppose that happens all the time, right? But I'm pointing it out with this one just because it's so new and happening.
Yeah. And I mean, I think that's definitely an interesting perspective. Rise has also kind of been floundering a bit. I think it's a little bit below its IPO price as well. And there's a point where it seems like the technology doesn't matter too much, but it seems like with Waves, one of the things that kind of bugged me about this one is they have huge bounties up for like a huge percentage of the IPO. Like, we're going to have bounties to actually develop everything in the platform. And it seems like if you don't know the people who have the expertise to do it already, then maybe you're not at the point where you're ready to even do the IPO. So to have that kind of stuff, I'd be like, hey, contact us if you want to build the Waves blockchain. That seems it's a little
Right.
worrisome, I guess.
Or like I mentioned on the last show, its original post had a totally less professional look to it, without any graphics or anything.
Right.
They sourced all of that after being posted on Bitcoin Talk.
So that's Waves, but again, it's not like Lisk has had any breakthrough smart contracts, and it's the one that seems to be doing really well. So
Yeah.
I don't want to be like needlessly negative towards Waves.
No.
Because it would be, I think it would be really sweet if they came out all of a sudden with some, if they really delivered on the technology, were able to deliver it on this colored coins and stuff. People have been talking about the colored coin thing for a really long time, and there hasn't really been anything that cool with it that's actually come out. And so if they could actually deliver, then maybe they could turn it around. But for now, of course, it just looks a little bit ugly for the ICO holders. But
Yeah.
we'll see what happens.
And as with any ICO with a ridiculous amount of Bitcoins invested, my skepticism fires in immediately because if they just bought themselves a ton of free Waves, then you can guarantee part of the volatility is going to be them selling them until they can't sell them anymore.
Right.
People stop buying them.
Yeah, and there's been speculation about them being active in the market as well, which it never helps. Just kind of fuels nobody really knows, and so it fuels the.
That would
the
be
volatility.
be a very large scale version of some of the older ICOs scams that we used to see.
Yeah, all the old Yobit ones, and kind of Craig's Coin is considered to be a classic example of that. But again, we don't actually know what happened, but it just kind of seems like that's what played out with Craig's Coin.
He did although one thing that was funny about Craig's Coin, I always thought was that he managed to provide a piece of software that did what he said it would.
Yeah, he actually did what he said he was going to.
But it turned out that it didn't increase the value of the tokens at all.
Yeah, exactly.
And nobody wanted to use it.
ICOs, we'll see what happens going forward. IGotSpots is in the news. He's next. Legendary shitcoin developer, IGotSpots. This guy, I really love this guy, honestly. He's been making coins for a long time. And he's actually brought some real...
One of your best coins.
Yeah, I've had great experiences with one of his coins. 10K coin was my favorite. It was like the first super high interest proof of stake coin. And this was before HiPos and DPos. It was just the normal staking format. It just had a 10,000% interest rate. And I was able to mine a bunch early, essentially, and sell them off for the duration of the coin, basically, and it was hilarious. But so it's pretty interesting. He says he's leaving the game. He says his account was locked at C-Cex because he admitted to creating a coin for the the well-known pump and dumper Bob Surplus. And so, allegedly, he wasn't supposed to talk about that in the troll box or something. He gets banned. His account gets locked, or so he says. And then, there's a big to-do about it. So he posts in the Bitcoin talk, like alternate altcoin discussion forum, that he's going to do this big Q&A. He's going to blow the lid off crypto. He's going to spill the beans, and he asked everybody he's like, ask me questions about anything you want to hear about crypto. And then nobody really asked him any interesting questions, and it was funny. And he was getting really frustrated because it sounded like, it was like he was, in his head, he was going to be like, really blowing the lid off of crypto, and then everyone's just asking him like random stuff like,
oh, that's too bad.
what do you think about this? He's like,
Huh.
So it's funny. He also says his account was unlocked, so it wasn't a permanent thing. But
well, I think it's always a shame to see somebody leave. Obviously, he's contributed a lot, even if people get butt hurt. So
yeah, exactly. And before,
I don't see the point in leaving, but I don't care.
if you go back and look at the coins that
Good
came out before 10K coin, almost all the proof of stake coins had interest rates between like 1 and 10%, really low interest rates. And then when you look at the coins that came after, almost all of them have at least 25%, like usually somewhere between 25 and like 300% is what you'll see on proof of stake now. And I think that's directly because of the influence that his early really high interest rate coins like 10K, he had MMXIV, he's had a ton of them, but
Right.
And essentially, so he changed the game and
Yep.
sad to see him go.
Agreed. So July 4th is coming up, which is going to be the first STEEM payout on SteamIt.
Yep, STEEM, the big social network coin, I guess. We were really interested in it when it launched.
It was really good for mining.
Yeah, it was really great for mining, and so that's always nice. And it's we're a little bit jaded on it, I guess I would say, in terms of it seems like people are really gaming the SteamIt website really hard in terms of just really trying to get the money out of people.
some real pandering content.
Yeah, there's a lot of pandering, a lot of that kind of stuff. So we're a little cynical, but it's really early in its life cycle. And so it's obvious that they're doing things to try to change it to make it more real, I guess you could say. And I'm just interested to see what they can do with the idea. And it might take a while for an actual community to develop. And there's definitely going to be people trying to game it the whole time.
Right.
Because why wouldn't you? There's money involved, right?
Right.
And so the question for them is, are they going to be able to come up with a combination of, whatever site parameters and blockchain changes that it takes to actually develop the kind of interesting social media platform that they're trying to develop.
Yeah.
But it'll be obviously this first cash out will be huge because it's going to be a huge change in the distribution of Steam holders.
Right.
And I guess it's going to get real essentially starting then, and we'll actually be able to see what the value of the coin is and what.
And then the payouts start occurring on a monthly basis or something like that.
Yeah, I'm not sure exactly what
A more frequent basis.
Yeah, exactly. You can actually start the market. It'll start speeding up essentially, so it'll be it's going to be fun to watch. The price is definitely the price is down. I bought some like early, and then watched it go way up, and then I didn't really sell any, so I'm still sitting on just a few, not a huge amount, but it'll be fun to see what happens with Steam going forward. Also in the news, we had there just seems like a ton of altcoins pumping this week between Nautilus and New Economy Movement and a bunch of other stuff, but we'll kind of get to that later.
Yep. That kind of ends our little news bit.
That's it for the news.
And up next, we're going to do our random coin spotlight. Just a roll of the dice.
Yep, we have been having fun with these random coins. The last two have been interesting because they were essentially coins that we thought had disappeared off the face of the earth, but we find out that they were still being actively traded in the Chinese markets. And so now we're rolling the dice again.
Yep, and this week we rolled onto ScotCoin.
ScotCoin. This is, number 36 on CoinMarketCap, I believe?
Yep, at the time.
It came out, it seems like in 2013 or 2014. It's a counterparty asset.
Being traded on Bittrex.
It's traded on Bittrex. It seems to be having a huge, it seems to be like it's pumping right now.
It does feel like that, yeah.
Like the market cap is
it looks like it
way
went
up.
way higher over, and look at how high it went in beginning of April there.
Yep.
Man. Hasn't really been trading that long on Bittrex, huh?
No, not too long. Unless it could be just because they reset their charts. I'm not sure if that historical data got lost when they did that, but. So yeah, ScotCoin really interesting. Currently, 3.3 million on the market cap. They've got a pretty nice website. That's
a pretty high market cap.
Yeah, way high.
Especially considering they're already in the 30s.
And I tried to look up like how it was distributed, and it was very difficult for me to find much information aside from you can see on the Block Explorer when it was when the asset and stuff was created. But it's really hard to know how the coins have been distributed since then. It seems like it's kind of like a 100% pre-mine situation, like where maybe they're just distributing the coins. I didn't see any info about an IPO or anything.
Okay.
So it's hard to know how many people actually have ScotCoin. I think there were like 800 registered addresses. I don't remember.
Was part of it is, I mean, I remember part of their website said about distributing it to Scottish people.
Right, yeah, and allegedly there's a mechanism to distribute to the Scottish people. So kind of like RioCoin.
Right.
They're billing themselves as like the most successful country coin, essentially.
Mm-hmm. Huh. It's an interesting one to stumble upon.
I'd be curious if any Scottish people have actually gotten ScotCoin from the developers or not.
Yeah.
But it's out there. It's trading. It's on Bittrex.
Do you own any counterparty assets, Brando?
I do not. I was holding Counterparty for a while, but I'm not currently. Kind of wish I was because it's been way the fuck up. But
Counterparty's pretty volatile.
Yeah, it is volatile. It's a cool coin though. I mean, like one interesting thing about ScotCoin is that you have to use it. Piggybacks on the Bitcoin blockchain, so you keep Bitcoin in your ScotCoin wallet, and you actually pay the transaction fees in Bitcoin because it's using the Bitcoin blockchain to authenticate, which is cool. And I think that kind of side chain type stuff is a cool way to distinguish your coin, and also add a ton of security, obviously.
Yeah.
Because I don't think any of these counterparty assets have ever been compromised.
Compromised? I haven't heard anything like that.
Me either. And that's probably a part of the reason that the value is so high on the counterparty itself and on some of these tokens like ScotCoin.
Yeah. I guess we're gonna do our new posts now. If you're ready. If you're ready, Brandon.
Oh, I'm always ready for new posts. How can you not be ready for the new posts? There's a little bit of a slowdown in the new posts this week, man. I'm surprised. Considering, I mean, altcoins been going a little bit crazy overall, so
yeah.
Usually you kind of expect the market to get dumped with new coins then, but we're a little light this week.
Yeah, the first one we're going to talk about, worth mentioning maybe, was Unix Coin.
Unix Coin. This is allegedly issued and operated by Paycash Europe, which I actually looked up Paycash, and I did not see any evidence. I didn't see any mention of Unix Coin on their website, so I feel like that was kind of my first red flag for this.
Sure, for about that legitimacy.
The second red flag, of course, is that address letter of U right there in the post.
Wallet builders.
Yeah, that gives away that it's a wallet builders. Big old pre-mine. Actually, no pre-mine, but they did a 5,000 block. I mean, it is a pre-mine because they mined 5,000 blocks of it before it hit the actual before it hit Bitcoin Talk or whatever.
Gotcha.
So they've been getting a lot of crap for that, and I'm not sure. I'm not. There aren't even very many posts, so I think that they were trying to piggyback on Paycash to maybe make a buck or two. Unix Coin. That was Unix Coin. And they got listed on CoinGather.
I've never. That one's been around for a while, and I still haven't really traded there.
Me either.
The Crypto Exchange Traded Fund.
The next coin of the week is CDF.
Crypto Diversification Fund.
Crypto Diversification Fund. And it's the idea here is a crypto index fund, like an altcoin index fund. They're going to base it off the top 10 cryptos. And they essentially will have a weighted distribution, of each coin based on the size of its market cap and whatnot. So, I mean, I really like the idea of crypto index funds. I was actually talking with you about that earlier, in that I think it's a cool idea, but the execution is obviously going to be the hardest part. The first thing that you're going to think of when you think of a crypto index fund is that you're going to want it on a smart contract.
Right.
But now everybody is scared of smart contracts because of the DAO situation. especially where depositing money is concerned. And so they're in a rough situation where you're essentially relying on a person to administer it. And the one thing that I didn't really like about this is that it has a 1 month wait time essentially between cash outs. So you can essentially apply to cash out, and then once a month he will process them and everybody gets paid out. And I can understand why you wouldn't be able to necessarily do it quickly, just because of the way that having an index fund would work. But it seems like in order to make the idea succeed, that's the bridge you'd have to cross. You'd have to be able to make it fast. You'd have to be able to make it work on the blockchain, and really, allow people to quickly, because you can't wait a month with altcoins. That's a huge amount of there's a huge amount of volatility in altcoins within the space of just 1 month.
Right.
And you're gonna want a little bit more freedom to cash in and out. And so I think once people can actually deliver that and have it be legitimate, that's gonna be really awesome.
Nice.
As it is, this doesn't feel like a cash grab to me, which I like. It seems like they're trying to start small and just build something up, but we'll have to see going forward. Of course, with anything that isn't based on the blockchain, you're putting a lot of trust in this person, and I don't yet have any reason to distrust him, but
yep,
it'll be cool to see what happens.
Yeah, I feel you there, man. It all comes down to the people operating it with this one.
Yeah, totally.
Because it's a great idea.
Yep.
And up next, we're going to talk about Hommali Coin.
Hommali Coin.
This is a NXT asset.
The world's first organic.
Counterparty asset.
Yep, another counterparty asset, actually. The world's first organic rice-backed digital asset. So this guy's, it's once again, the 100% of the asset is issued to himself.
Yep.
And it sounds like what he's doing is that he's going to pay you in Hommali coins for rice.
Oh, really? I was hoping it was the other way around.
That's what it would seem like, but reading the post, it says, we will pay 1 Hommali coin to customers for every 10 kilograms of Hommali rice. And so that makes it sound like that they're going to buy the rice from us.
Nice. So we could go become rice farmers.
Yeah, and then we would get paid in Hommali coin.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean that's a huge opportunity. That's a huge opportunity for us. I can't really see what they're driving at here, but I can also never complain about somebody making another counterparty asset. Why not?
Yeah.
And maybe he'll actually create a fun little rice ecosystem.
Yeah, that's really weird. It's a really very specific thing to make your coin about.
Yeah, from Hommali rice from a specific province in, I think, Thailand. But at least it's more realistic than having like a gold-backed crypto, because it's something that's local. That's something that's real to him at least.
Well, also he's backing it by things that he doesn't have yet. What he has is the coins.
True.
What he needs is the rice.
Right. He's got the coins. He wants the rice. Yep. Seems like he's got to find some people very close to him that want to exchange the rice. He mentions that he's got plans to ship it, which it seems like that would really affect the economics of a rice-based cryptocurrency.
Would it work the same if we did it gold back though? Could we be like, we got the coins, but we don't have the gold yet?
That's a big problem with gold-backed cryptos is you can't.
We'll give you the coins when you give us the gold.
It's not that cheap to ship freaking gold around. Well, it's not that bad, but
yeah, it's got to be hand delivered then. Yeah, that's the service.
Exactly.
Oh well, Hommali Coin. We'll see how that goes.
Hommali Coin.
We also saw Brexit Coin.
Brexit, no surprise here. There've been a lot of kind of topical news coins lately.
Yep.
And
See it
Brexit.
falling just in line with all the political ones, basically. Trump, Hillary,
you name it.
Yep.
The coin is here, and this one is Brexit.
There it is.
Block reward 1,000. Pre-mine 15%.
Yep.
So we've seen this before, and initially I saw this and I was like, oh, another 15% pre-mine, whatever. But then I kind of thought back on it and I was like, well, wait a minute. A lot of these coins have been doing really freaking well in the market. Like, I should probably maybe not be so dismissive of them. For instance, the last 2 high pre-mine coins I mined were that Platinum Bar X and High Voltage Coin. and they've both been fine. Like I've come out definitely ahead of like what I would have otherwise. Just mining those, and then there's these huge pumps around coins like ChemCoin and Billary.
Right.
So it seems like actually just mining some of these is not really a bad idea. I'm not sure that this is really going to be a great one, but it's got a pretty short POW, only 60,000 blocks.
For script stuff, like I just would wish I had an ASIC, like I've said for a long time.
Yeah, always.
I don't really
definitely
want to mine script with any of my equipment.
Yeah, I am in the same boat, I guess, as well, as far as that. The last coins I
Sometimes I'll rent for it if I see a really good opportunity. But with Brexit, I didn't see that necessarily. Not rentably yet.
I admit I didn't rent for this, and I would find it tough to find the motivation to, but I might find myself regretting it once it hits Yobit. We'll see.
We really want to get back to like the Blackcoin days of renting.
Yeah, those days are gone, man.
Getting the coins, selling, putting it back on the rental.
Yeah, you can't do that anymore. You can't just, people know that NiceHash exists. It's not like some novel thing where you're like the first person that's ever discovered it, and everyone's like, no one's even bothering to use it. Now you'll find that once a coin gets listed, the NiceHash price essentially hits parity with the difficulty, like almost instantly.
The next coin we noticed was Tarrant.
Tarrant. This was an interesting post.
Yeah, it was at least worth a laugh or something, because it said 1 Tarrant equals 1 full day's work.
And 1 Bitcoin.
And, in January.
Yep.
This coming January.
So Tarrant, that's named after Tarrant County, Texas, they say, which I've looked up and now know is Fort Worth. For whatever that's worth. This guy says it's going to start out in Tarrant County, Texas, and it's going to work its way out to the entire world.
Cool.
But there's some weird stuff in this post. The starting thing, just a 1% pre-mine, so that sounds normal. And then it says the block reward is 5 coins, and there's 2 million coins, so that means there would be like 400,000 blocks or so. But then you fast forward, and obviously the mining is weird. And then he announces that there's going to be an ICO for 0.01 Bitcoins per coin. So 1% of the price that he claims it's going to be worth. And then like a couple days after, he announces that the mining is over with. Like, oh, mining's all done. Which is weird because the original specs essentially said that there was going to be 400,000 blocks of proof of work, and so essentially nothing about this coin makes sense. So
the trust is gone.
I question the trust. I question the trust here, but
no.
One fun thing that can happen when you trade these kind of coins is that the person setting this ridiculous expectation kind of does have sometimes a temporary effect on the market. So if it's probably would have been good to mine, essentially, is what I'm saying, if you actually went through whatever the hoops you wanted you to jump through.
Sure, yeah. That's oftentimes how those end up.
As long as it's not a security risk, obviously.
Right.
Oftentimes it's a trick to get you to download something stupid, but
yeah.
As long as you're
this miner only
conscious
works with my social security number.
Yeah, exactly. But otherwise, you might make some money off people getting confused by these fake promises. But yeah, Tarrant, I'm gonna guess that it does not ever trade for 1 Bitcoin per Tarrant.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah, it's a bold prediction, but I'm willing to make it.
Anytime somebody says it's going to be worth something, you can be sure that they're full of crap.
Next up on our list of incredible new coins this week, Selit coin.
Yeah, this one I barely put on the list, but it was almost seemed like it was necessary just as for any new listeners that might be out or new people to crypto mining or whatever.
Shit coins.
You have to be careful with certain pieces of software like this one.
Selit coin is one of them. There's no pools. There's no GitHub. That's always a huge red flag. And it's probably a virus, so don't mine it.
Oh, it looks like they might have got a GitHub up now.
Oh.
But I'm not sure how I feel about that. Why it wasn't up at first. Those are the types of things. We've also seen types of red herrings like that where people will take up and down uninfected software, which convolutes the situation for people trying to figure out whether or not they've been infected.
It's true. It's all true. Just run virtual machines and then you don't ever have to really give a shit about it. That's all there is to it.
Is there anything else to say about this coin?
Nope. It would be funny if it turned out to be legit, but that's not how it looks so far.
Entercoin.
Entercoin. This is gonna blow your guys' minds, but it's a huge pre-mine wallet builders coin.
Oh. Yeah, I've seen these before.
Yep, it's mind-blowing. So
nobody's too excited.
Oh, I get it now. Somebody says there was exit coin, right?
Sure.
And then there's Brexit coin, so this is enter. It's a play on that, I guess.
It's like a sandwich.
So yeah, it's just a big old pre-mine shitcoin, so have fun with that. Next up on our list is 808 coin.
Yeah, well, I gotta say I'm a sucker for the sound of the 808, so
yeah, this is great marketing.
Yeah, good marketing. They got a good marketing one going. Kind of reminds me of when people did the 8-bit, 64-bit shit. Those ones did good. 16-bit. Remember that?
Oh yeah, hell yeah, dude. 8-bit was great,
They
man.
went for a while. They kept doing them. 128, I think, went out there.
Yep. 8-bit was a great coin for me, so I can't forget that one.
So I don't think there's anything special about this blockchain, but I like the marketing. It reminds me of when people were trying to be more aggressive and creative with like the coins they were creating on a weekly basis.
It's the Sprouts developer
really?
of Sprouts, yeah.
Cool.
And when I first saw this, I was really stoked. I wanted to mine it, but essentially the pools didn't come up in time. I think I fell asleep before, which, that happens sometimes. I often wish I had like a stratum or something that I could compile if I needed to.
Yeah.
In a jam.
Mm-hmm.
Because this is exactly the kind of coin that would be good for it. It has rewards that are indexed to the difficulty, which means that if you're one of the early miners who gets in on the Instamine, you get like most of the blockchain. Whereas by the time a pool comes up, the difficulty goes up, the rewards drop to nothing. Kind of like Darkcoin. It's got like the Darkcoin reward system.
Uh-huh.
And so if you're not one of the people who can mine it before it gets on a pool, you're essentially not going to get very many. So wouldn't be surprised to see this one trading on a lot of exchanges, but at this point I feel like it's probably too late for me to mine.
Yeah, it'll be one to watch, but yeah,
That does it for the new posts this week. Looking back, I would say, honestly, of all these coins, Brexit is the only one that I wish I would have been in a good position to mine, and
yeah,
that's a weak endorsement. I just think it's the most likely to.
I'll give my
flip
weak
for a buck or
endorsement.
two.
I'll give a weak endorsement to 808 then.
Nice. Okay. Sweet.
Yeah.
I like that. There you have it. The new coins of the week. Up next is I'm going to give you guys an update on our. We've been trying to answer a few shows ago when Bitcoin first started pumping. We wanted to answer the age-old question of what happens to the price of altcoins when Bitcoin goes up. Does the price go down? Does it kind of tend to stay the same? Does the market cap go up? Does the price go down? What happens? So what we found, essentially what we did is we created an index of 31 coins. These are all American exchange traded coins, so they're all either traded on Bittrex or Poloniex. And it's just a lot of classic coins you've heard, like Ethereum, Litecoin, and a lot of other big coins. And some smaller ones too. It's tried to be a bit of a mix of cross-section of cryptos. What we found is that in the first couple weeks, the Bitcoin price was definitely down for almost all the coins overall. They almost all had declined in Bitcoin value, but the market caps for most of them was up overall. So you essentially get in a situation where Bitcoin is spiking, and you can see that the prices of the altcoins falls, but the overall market cap is still kind of drug up
Right.
By this increase in Bitcoin.
Yep.
And so I was curious to see now that the price of Bitcoin has sort of settled a little bit again.
Yeah, it seems. Look at that. Yeah.
Anything. Yeah, exactly. It could be up or down $100 today or tomorrow. But for this moment, I thought I'd kind of revisit it and see how our little breadbasket of altcoins is doing.
Okay.
So it's been 6 weeks. It was episode number 14 that we first introduced this experiment. And now 6 weeks later, overall, if you look at the USD market cap of our 31 semi-randomly selected altcoins, you'll find that there are only 4 that are down and 27 that are up. And the average increase in USD market cap here is 170%.
Crazy.
So it's actually, there's been a huge surge overall.
So
in the
Bitcoin
price.
just drags that up there.
Yeah, and if you go to the Bitcoin price, we'll find that only about, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. 9 of the 31 coins, only 9 of them are actually up versus Bitcoin. So you have 9 of the 31 that are up.
Yeah.
And 22 that are down. But most of the ones that are down aren't down all that much. And the ones that are up are way up. So if you look at the average on the index, the average is up 37% from the Bitcoin price. And this is led mostly by Nautilus.
Oh, yeah.
Which was Nautilus is one of the coins in our index. At the start of when we started tracking it, it was at 4,600 Satoshis. And today it is at 59,000, which is a 1,158% increase in the Bitcoin price, and a ridiculous 33 times increase in its USD market cap value. So just kind of Nautilus alone in this case is carrying the whole index upward quite a bit. But there are some other huge coins, including NXT is way up, XEM, that new economy movement, is way up, Wild Beast Coin is way up, Gambit is way up, Myriad, SIA-Coin. And so essentially what this means is that had you just kind of bought into these random coins 6 weeks ago, not only would you have outpaced the USD value, you would have also outpaced the Bitcoin value, because the coins that are pumping are just going up so much that it ends up being a win.
Man.
So we're seeing that in the long term, it seems, again, this is just one small data point. Nothing is ever really conclusive. But it almost seems like in the long cycle, in the short cycle, we see these coins going way down with Bitcoin. But it seems in the long cycle, it's triggering potentially more pumps and actually an increase in the overall value of the altcoin segment. So
nice.
yeah, we're of course we'll try and keep track of some of these numbers as Bitcoin continues to do its thing, and it'll be fun to see what happens.
And if you want us to throw a coin into the index, maybe let us know.
Yeah, exactly. There's a bunch of random coins in here: Made, Peercoin, Digibyte, Litecoin, Rads. But yeah, if you want to see a coin, if you want us to keep track of a coin or anything, by all means, hit us up.
Yep. Cool. It's a great update.
Thank you.
I think we'll move into the coin listings.
Yep. The exchange listings have been busy, as usual.
Yeah. Yobit was listing it up.
Yobit listed SLING coin. That was kind of that old, I think it's a Crave clone from maybe over a year ago, probably. They listed SexPistols coin. I think that's a new one.
I don't remember that one.
Me either.
But, R.I.P. to Phil Shaska. He loved Sex Pistols.
Yep, he did. RioCoin. Entercoin, that we mentioned earlier. ChessCoin. I think that was on the show last week. NewInvest. I don't know anything about that. Marvelous. ArabLeagueCoin. That's kind of that UAE coin. Huge pre-mine coin. BusinessTechnologyCoin. This was funny to see. This post's announcement is kind of indecipherable. There's ChemCoin. Dickcoin got listed, which is funny.
Yeah, I thought that was funny too.
And
because of the word dick, mostly.
Yep. Oh, yeah, definitely. And CosmicCoin as well, also listed.
Nice, and that was one that looked really bad last week.
I think it was like a stealth IPO that didn't raise any money,
Right.
and then he like switched it up or something.
Yeah, so cool.
So yeah,
Like, good to
congrats.
see it's all happening.
I'm a little disappointed. I was hoping Syndicate would get listed this week. That is the one I was mining. That's probably the only.
No, that's a good sign still, right?
That's the last shitcoin I mined. So, but yeah, I guess eventually it becomes a bad sign if it doesn't. You don't want it to get listed right away, because then you don't really have any time to mine it. But after, if it gets to be too long, you start to wonder.
Yeah.
But I'm still pretty happy with Syndicate, I guess. The developer's been active enough, and we'll see what happens.
Oh, that's always better than nothing.
Yep.
C-Cex listed DT token.
DT token.
They listed LeoCoin
LeoCoin.
and ELCoin.
ELCoin. I think ELCoin's an old one. The other two, I couldn't tell you anything about them.
LeoCoin I don't think was too old.
C-Cex continues to find coins that are well beyond my radar, and I wonder if they're like mostly not even.
Well, they also have the voting going on. Always remember that.
Yeah,
so there's
that's
some
true.
weird coin getting voted in every however long.
I wonder if kind of their non-English market is starting to become dominant.
Yeah, they have all those other sections with different chat boxes even.
So let's see, Nova Exchange, the pluckiest little exchange out there right now. They're really trying to get back in the game. They listed 1337, Marv, Marvelous Coin, Orb, and Cake Coin. I think that launched a couple weeks ago.
Mm-hmm. Not bad. 1337, that's an older one for sure. I don't recognize that.
Yeah, it must be.
Livecoin listed LeoCoin as well, and they listed Bluecoin.
Bluecoin, a color coin. Sweet.
I really like letter coins.
Yep.
I still probably do. But
Yeah.
but what somebody came out with the worst one once. It was Bcoin, which makes you feel like, first of all, obviously it's second best at best.
Yep.
like
It's a B. It's a B effort.
Yeah. But it was so funny because like all it did was it had a static block reward and it just went on forever.
Nice.
Yeah. That was it. I don't think that one lasted very long. Maybe I should look it up.
That feels like a B coin to me. I like that.
We also were going to mention Alcurex's listings.
Alcurex.
Because shout out to Not So Fast tweeting about them. They do have a little bit of an update to their interface, and they listed Kuwait Coin.
Kuwait Coin.
And they also listed Putin Coin.
So Kuwait Coin was one of the better looking Dubai coin clones. Not convinced it's actually any good, but what didn't immediately, it wasn't as bad as like UAE or whatever. Putin Coin, I'm not really sure how that one's been doing. It seemed like a bit of a joke at first, so kind of funny to see them both on Alcurex.
Yeah. I felt like there was even a post this week stating security concerns about Putin Coin.
Oh, yeah. Well, who knows?
Well, I didn't really give it much thought because I didn't
Right.
download the software. But
It wouldn't surprise me at all if there was a virus there, but
I guess that doesn't matter these days.
Yep.
Because some people compile from source anyway, and it's fucking fine.
Yep.
It's like just a small segment of people that are even really vulnerable.
And part of the weirdness is that a lot of these virus coins end up on Yobit, and then they like still end up pumping. So
Right.
it would be like a funny strategy to mine virus coins on a virtual machine and like find a way to hide the wallet somehow or something. So when they do pump on Yobit, you're like ready to ambush them.
Ambush mining.
Yeah, that's what mining's all about, right? Yeah, there's your listings.
Some listings that happened out there in the altcoin world.
Yep, nothing. I think we're just we're seeing this wave of shit coins wash past us.
Definitely. Notice the big dogs aren't listing anything.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel
By the
like
big dogs, I mean volume-wise.
Yeah, Polo, Bittrex. I have not listed anything this week. I'm surprised no waves listing from Poloniex. Honestly, maybe they're putting the brakes on the whole IPO thing a little bit themselves too. But I don't know why they would list right away and not waves.
Probably because of
the wallet issues.
Well, no, I think it's probably deeper than that. It's got something to do with the way that they communicate and like if they'd gotten in touch with the right people,
That's probably a good point. Yeah, maybe they just didn't. You got to build a relationship with these guys, right?
Yeah,
something like that. I could see that. That's a good point.
I mean, it's a game, right? It's the game.
That is the truth.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do the coin birthdays.
That does it for the listings, and now we are moving on to birthdays.
And I guess our birthday shout out this week is a 2-year birthday to Quatloo.
Quatloo. This was a fun coin. I remember when this came out. It is Star Trek themed. Quatloo. I think it's like a currency in the Star Trek universe. So I guess that's pretty badass. But what distinguished this coin for me is that it came out as a long proof of work coin in the era of super short proof of work POS coins.
Mm-hmm. The color coin phase.
Yep, exactly. And so I remember I was pretty critical of it because I was like, who wants a long proof of work these days, blah, 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 blah. And it's actually turned out to have a long-term developer who built a ton of features into the coin. It's one of those coins that has the built-in trading bot functionality.
Right.
And I never know how effective those really are.
Right. I haven't used it.
Me either. And I'm often curious. It's like how does a coin with a bot in it compare to like somebody who's just running an actual bot in terms of competitiveness and stuff? I often wonder. but they do have that out there, and I think it's a really cool for people who aren't in a position to, code their own bots, which is most people. I think it's a really cool approach to letting people interface with these exchanges and stuff in a more interesting way.
Nice, yeah.
And so, shout out to Quatloo. That coin's been around for a long time.
Looks like it went up a lot before the beginning of this year.
Yeah, it's had
like right around
huge
New
bumps.
Year's, it went way up.
Yep, Quatloo kicks ass, man.
It's pretty low relative right now.
I think, remember Fear Stickin'?
Mm-hmm.
He was involved in Quatloo. I know that for a while.
Oh, nice.
So he's probably, if you've never checked out Fear Stickin's YouTube channel, that is some content gold.
Yep.
And that's it for the birthdays.
Happy birthday.
Yep, that's our one birthday this week. And I think that's going to do it for Blockchain Dynamics show number 18. It's been another kick-ass week in crypto. We have no freaking idea what is going to happen next. My name is Brandon Doge.
And I'm Woody.
This is Error by Trial Radio. Peace.
Currency. A couple Bitcoin.